Alright YouTube, we're back at it again. In the last video we set the engine base timing. Since then I've went ahead and I've got all the fuel lines back on the fuel pump. I had to take the power steering apart to be able to get in there and get the lines done just right, but I've made a lot of progress, as you can see, since the last time. I'll show you that in just a minute. But we're getting ready to unbox our rocker shaft assembly that I got from ATL Diesel. Hey, if you haven't yet, go check out ATL Diesel, www.atldiesel.com, and mention the Arizona Homestead Project for special pricing. All right, let me show you the progress we made real quick. All right, so as you can see, we got the turbo in there. It's torqued down. We've got the doser in there. I've got all the lines hooked up to go to the turbo. I'm gonna leave the exhaust off. I don't know, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna probably start it in the next couple days, so give me your thoughts on leaving the exhaust disconnected so any of the smegma that comes out of the new engine doesn't plug up the DPF. But we also got the thermostat housing on there. We've got the alternator. We got the front brackets on. We got the fan clutch on there. Of course, you already knew we had the intake manifold. The air compressor's hooked back up. Got the fuel rail. The injectors are all in there. Now all we got to do is put them rocker shaft assemblies in there. So first, let's do the unboxing. We'll be right back. All right, YouTube, so let's get with the unboxing of these ATL Diesel rocker arm and rocker shaft assemblies. So got a new set of rocker arms. They're not new, but they're refurbished. So you can see all the bearings are in good shape on these. We've got new rollers, new pins. They give you a full set. We've already installed one just to make sure, but you can see these are in really great shape. The bearings look great. So we get those out of the way. We've got the exhaust side. I think these are exhaust. I don't know, I could be wrong, but these also have all new rollers. We're going to go ahead and pull those out. And then we got the jakes. Bearings look good on those. We got new rollers on it, new pins. There's all the jakes. So the next thing you want to do before you install these is you want to soak them in oil. What you want to do is you want to soak all the roller ends in oil. So we're just going to go ahead and drop these in oil here. Alright, so one of the things you want to make sure you do before you put these on is back all your adjusters all the way out. We don't want to be bending any valves as we turn this thing around. So what I've done is I've backed all the lock nuts off, and we're just going to back these out. We'll be right back. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start installing these on the rocker shafts. So we're going to put a little assembly lube here on the bearing. Go ahead and slide that puppy on there. Next goes the Jake brake. And there's a little detent in there. I don't know if you can see that detent. It's going to be hard for you to see, but we have to push that in with our finger. You can see kind of locked in place there. And then the last arm. Alright, and that's all there is to it. So we're going to go ahead and finish off this rocker shaft assembly, and we'll be right back. Alright, we got the rocker shaft assembly together. We're going to go ahead and install in the engine. So we'll be right back. Okay.
Go for it.
Alright, so we're going to install the rocker shaft here in the engine, and my partner in crime over here, Chris, is going to bring me over the rocker shaft. Let's go.
Get your muscles on.
Alright, brother, good to go?
Good to go. Oh, shit. Oh. Alright, I got it.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Take 65.
This thing isn't light.
Got it.
Hold on.
Okay, alright.
Alright, so I think we got it in there now. Alright, so we got this rocker shaft seated. The one thing we didn't talk about is where the rotation of the vibration dampener is. There's marks on it, A and B. So when we set up the first rocker shaft, we had it on A. We set up the second rocker shaft here, the rear one, we put that one on B. And that way we can get it fully seated. Even though we've got all these backed out all the way, you still want to make sure that you got the marks in the right spot. Otherwise you might bend a valve or something while you're trying to torque them down. Alright, so we'll get these torqued down and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're running the valves on it. We've already done cylinder number 1 and cylinder number 6. So there's some marks on the vibration dampener that tell you there's A, B, and C. So you want to have this on A, you got to turn it 180 degrees to A again. Well, you got to turn the crank 360 degrees to get to A again to do number 6. But right now we're working on B, which is 2 and 5, and we've got everything's loose right here. And we start with the intake. It's always the long rocker shaft. We're going to go ahead and stick our feeler gauge in there, and this is at 9 thousandths. I'm just going to go ahead and crank it down till it's snug. You can see a little bit of a snug fit on there. And what we're going to do is go ahead and, I know there's a torque spec to this, but I don't have the crow's foot for it, so this is just the way we're going to do it, the way I've always done it. You just want a little bit of a pull on there, and there we go. We got the intake. Now the exhaust is 22 thousandths. Same thing. We're going to run it down until it gets snug. Once you feel it snug up, Kind of got this one snugged up a little bit, so we just want to get it where it's got a little resistance to it. And then we're just going to go ahead and snug it up. And there we go. Yep, that's how we do it. Next, we're going to do exhaust brake, and for that we've got this special 7mm. There's a detent on this one, so right in there. Same process, just to where it gets snug. And we're going to go ahead and crank it down tight. That's all there is to it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get on the rest of these, and we will be right back. Alright, YouTube, well, that's going to do it. We got the rocker shafts assembled and installed. We did the rack adjustment, ran the overhead. We even got the valve cover on there, and that thing is finished and ready to go, right, Chris?
Yes, it is. I want to thank you because I didn't know a whole lot about anything about all of this. And you've been instructing in such a way that it's been a tutorial. Thank you, Warren.
Hey, thank you for your help, Chris, man. I really appreciate it.
It's cool.
All right, well, in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to be firing it up. So stay tuned.
Nice.
And watch for that video coming up. Thanks a lot, buddy. I really appreciate it. I couldn't have done all this without you, man.
Cool, man. I want to hear it fucking roar, dude.
Yeah, I do too.